Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com, as well as the YouTube channel and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, ringsidenews.com. Thank you all for checking out the most recent video, which was quite negative, but I got an overwhelmingly positive response for it. So that was awesome. Glad you guys enjoyed the video, and many of you out there are feeling my sentiments about the current WWE product. Like I said, I hope WrestleMania delivers. I think it will in the end. I think it will exceed expectations, but you never know. Hopefully, it's the start of bigger things to come, and I feel like this is a cycle. Every year, WrestleMania goes by, and I hope things are going to take a turn for the better. We're going to see a new boom period, and it never really comes to be. So maybe this year will be different. Just got to keep hoping. Anyways, got your questions here from twitter.com/AaronRift. This first one today comes from NoDQ&A fan. Nice of you to make a Twitter account dedicated to little old me. Hey Aaron, do you see Randy Orton making an appearance at WrestleMania, and when do you think he will return to the ring? Please answer in video. #ShaveTheBeard. Real quick, regarding the beard, I'm adding a new stipulation, a new beard shaving stipulation for WrestleMania. This one's ridiculous, but what the hell. If Zack Ryder wins the IC title at WrestleMania, I will be shaving off the beard. Also, the other stipulations, MR commentating on the entire show, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, or John Cena turning heel, or Triple H retaining the WWE title against Roman Reigns. Anyways, regarding your question here, Randy Orton returning, I would be surprised if he shows up at WrestleMania just because there are so many other guys that will be appearing at WrestleMania. Legends like The Rock, Steve Austin. I think it would be better to hold off on Randy Orton and wait for a later date to bring him back. From what I've heard, he should be almost ready to return to the ring by April, and it's likely he'll be back in the ring by late April, early May. That seems to be the target date right now for him to return, is early May. I could see him possibly returning for Payback, but it might be better to wait until he's 100% ready to go. We might see him at the next pay-per-view, the Extreme Rules show in June. That might seem more of a realistic possibility, but we could see him back sooner than that. I mean, he could always return to television right after WrestleMania and just do promos and stuff for a couple weeks until he's 100% ready to get back in the ring. That's also a possibility as well. But I do see him coming back in the very near future, next month or so. Alright, this one comes from Name Nader. Triple H wins at Mania, and on Raw says, I could be anyone, come on down if you think you can take me, and Seth Rollins music hits. Your thoughts? On paper, that sounds like a great idea, because you know that post-WrestleMania Raw crowd would go absolutely nuts if Seth Rollins showed up and challenged Triple H for the WWE title. I mean, he would just get this enormous pop. I mean, it would be unbelievable. And that sounds like an ideal way to bring back Seth Rollins, but there's two major factors that will determine if that's even a possibility, and who knows if this is something that's even on WWE's radar. But first off, he would need to be ready to wrestle again, and at this point, I would be very surprised if he shows up ready to wrestle the night after WrestleMania. I think it's more likely that he comes back in May or June, somewhere around there, but who knows? If he's ready to go, then you could possibly do an angle like that. And of course, the other major factor is WWE giving up on their plans for Roman Reigns to be the top guy in the company. They could have Seth Rollins go after Triple H if Triple H successfully retains the title, but only if that happens and WWE decides to go in that direction, which is what I think they should do. Have Triple H retain the title, Seth Rollins wins it, and then Roman Reigns gets jealous and he turns heel, and you set up Rollins versus Reigns for the WWE title. So as much as I like that idea of Rollins showing up on Raw, I think it's a long shot at this point, but I think it would be incredible if that did happen. Alright, this next one comes from Cameron. In your opinion, who should be the top 10 guys and girls by WrestleMania 33? I'm not sure if you're saying top 5 guys plus top 5 girls for top 10 or top 10 guys plus top 10 girls for 20, but I will say this. I do feel that Seth Rollins should be the top guy in WWE heading into next year's WrestleMania, and other guys that I would like to see in high-profile positions include AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Dean Ambrose. I think that would be my top 5 right there. And as far as the girls go, I would like to see Charlotte, Sasha Banks, and Becky Lynch, the divas that are in this year's Divas title match, be part of WrestleMania 33 in a big way. Also, I would like to see Natalya and Paige get renewed pushes at next year's WrestleMania during that period, because they've gone lost in the shuffle and they deserve better. So those would be my 5 women. Next one comes from Stephen East. Was just wondering what you thought of Shane McMahon's wrestling ability and promo/mic skills. He's never going to be known as one of the all-time great technicians in the ring. Shane was more of a stunt man, taking the big bumps, getting knocked off the scaffold and going through glass in the match with Kurt Angle. Those sorts of bumps. Shane was a risk taker. That's what he'll be remembered for, a guy that went out there and would put his body on the line and do these crazy spots to get a reaction from the fans. So, as a sports entertainer, Shane McMahon is definitely deserving of being considered one of the greats, because he goes out there and he entertains people in an athletic way. He takes physical punishment and he does some really impressive athletical stuff, like the coast to coast. And as far as his promo skills go, I think he's good, but I wouldn't say he's one of the best. Sometimes he seems to be off a little bit, and other times he really nails it. So, it's a mixed bag for me when it comes to the promos. I would say he's good, but not great. Alright, this next one comes from John. How do you feel about the Wyatts cleaning house in the WrestleMania Battle Royal and having Bray win via the Wyatts Rampage? Too late? I'm not really crazy about the Wyatt family being thrown into the Dre Battle Royal, Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I feel that it might be better to have them interfere in one of the key matches at WrestleMania rather than just minimize their roles by having them part of a Battle Royal. I've seen one rumor going around that they will possibly interfere in the Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar match and cost Lesnar the match, and that will keep the Wyatt family versus Lesnar feud going, and eventually we'll have Lesnar versus Wyatt. I could see that happening. I think that would be better. Either do that or just leave the Wyatts off the show. Just putting them in the Dre seems to me like a waste of them and just makes them basically enhancement guys, that they're just a couple of bodies being put into the Battle Royal. I'd rather see them be used in a meaningful way or not be used at all. Alright, this one comes from the Gaming Pukes. With Sting's retirement, do you think we will see, at the very least, any in-ring interaction between him and Undertaker? Right now, it's still a question mark what's going to happen with Sting. He has publicly denied the reports that he is going to be officially retiring. Actually, what he did say was he's not officially retired, and the report was that he would announce his retirement at the Hall of Fame. We'll see what happens if he announces his retirement at the Hall of Fame or if he keeps the door open for a possible one last match. The thing is, a year from now, Sting is going to be older, Undertaker is going to be older. I really feel it's a long shot that match is going to happen. I think the ship may have sailed with that one. I hate to say it because I wanted to see that match, and I think that Sting really wanted that match. That's what I sensed, at least. Who knows? If Sting is able to avoid neck surgery, never say never. It may happen, but I'm not getting my hopes up. I feel that it's probably not going to happen, but maybe we cannot rule it out. Alright, this one comes from Tony. Hey Aaron, besides Randy Orton, who would you like to see Brock Lesnar face before he wraps up his WWE run? That's interesting because I feel WWE is running out of opponents for Brock Lesnar. I think I would like to see Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns one more time, since they never really had a decisive finish at WrestleMania due to Rollins cashing in Money in the Bank. I think that they could revisit that feud and do one more Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar match. But besides that, there's not a whole lot of options. I mean, Cesaro and Brock Lesnar might be an interesting match if Cesaro comes back and gets a huge push. That might be something fun to watch. But besides that, really the only other Lesnar match that I would have any kind of interest in is Lesnar versus Orton, because that's the one match that they haven't really done yet with those two stars that go back to the OVW days. That is a match I feel they should definitely do before Lesnar wraps up his run with the company. Alright, this one comes from Yusuf. Who do you think will be the bigger star, Bayley or Sasha Banks? This goes back to that earlier question, divas that I would like to see in the mix at next year's WrestleMania on top. I did not mention Bayley because I'm not sure how far she's going to go in WWE, and I'm not sure if it's good for her to leave NXT. I really hate to say this. My concern is she'll go on the main roster and they will drop the ball with her, and her character will not translate over to the main roster well, partially due to WWE's booking, and who knows how the mainstream fans will react to her act. It's really hard to say how she'll do on the main roster, but her being in a top spot at next year's WrestleMania, I would like to see it happen if she can come in and they have a good idea for her and they're able to get her character over with the casual fans. If they can do that, then definitely add her to the list of divas in a top spot at WrestleMania next year. Alright, this one comes from B Money. Which faction that eventually broke up do you think were the most successful as single stars? Please answer in video. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. People don't like when I say the hashtag please answer in video, so I'll try not to do it. I would have to say the Shield, because you look at some of the top factions in WWE history, like the NWO and the Four Horsemen. These were groups that were made from established stars. You had guys that were already successful in the business getting together and forming their own supergroup. And the Shield came in from FCW/NXT, and they were three unknowns to the casual viewers, and then they all broke off and did their own thing and became successful. So I would say the Shield, as far as groups that came in, and then when they broke up, they became successful as single stars. Alright, that'll wrap it up for this edition of NoDQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for all the very latest regarding WrestleMania, Randy Orton's status, Cesaro coming back, all these guys, what's going on with them. NoDQ.com has got you covered with all the latest. And with that being said, I will see you guys next time for more.